To go with your gut, what does this mean?
It means to go with your intuition. So not your logical side, not what you're thinking with your brain, but sometimes you have that feeling, right?
Right, that gut feeling.
Yeah, you can't explain it, but you feel it.
Right. 자, 직감에 따르는 것이 좋다는 연구 결과. So the article that we're going to actually look at today is saying that you should listen to that instinct.
Yes.
That gut feeling. You should listen to your gut.
Yeah, I do think sometimes we overthink sometimes. We try to use our brain when our first instinct, our first feeling is sometimes the right one.
Right. It's so true. Okay. So, our expressions for today, first one is weigh the options. Weigh one's options. So if you're weighing something, it's typically we like to get on the scale and see how much we weigh, right?
Yes.
But what is weighing one's options?
Weighing your options mean you are looking at your options and deciding which is the best one.
Right.
You're looking at them closely.
It's like compare, contrast.
Yes.
What's better? Okay. And then if you're in a good mood or if you're in a bad mood.
If you're in a good mood, you're happy, you're content. If you're in a bad mood, maybe you're angry, maybe you're sad, maybe you're upset.
Right, right. Okay, so these are the expressions that we're going to cover today. Let's go ahead and listen to the article.
A study of 256 people found that in making a decision, one method may be best. The participants were told when they had to make a decision to either weigh the options and analyze their choice or to go with their gut. Afterwards, they were told to rank their mood immediately on a phone app and rate how pleased they were with their choice. The results showed that going with one's gut provides the biggest boost to one's mood. While intuitive decisions weren't any more accurate than analytical ones, they just felt better. So, if you want to be in a good mood more often, go with your gut.
Okay, so you can find the Power article on page 26. Study shows you should go with your gut. You should listen to your instincts. Let's begin. A study of 256 people found that in making a decision, one method may be best. So when you make a decision, this is what they're suggesting. The participants were told when they had to make a decision to either weigh the options and analyze their choice or go with their gut. Okay, so when you make a decision, we have two things that we can do. That is, first of all, this expression, weigh the options.
Yes.
So what does that mean?
So if you're weighing the options, you are looking at all of your options and really analyzing. You're looking at every detail to see which is better and which is worse.
Right. Sometimes I've seen people do this. Write down pro, cons, and they make a list.
Yeah, you make a list.
You make a list, all the good points, the bad points.
And then you see which one is longer, right?
Right. So in that way, it's weighing the options. So I think this is very important when making a decision. However, in the article, it says, yeah, you can do that. You can analyze these things or go with your gut. So we have two options, right? Weigh your options and go with your gut.
Yes.
So
to go with your gut means to choose based on your feelings, based on your intuition, your 직감, right?
Right.
So you're not putting a lot of logical thought into it. You're almost just choosing whatever the first thing was that you felt.
Right. I'm not sure if this is such a good thing. I think it can be very effective, but then you also have to be a little bit careful.
I do think it matters if you have expertise in a field or not.
Yes, that makes a big difference, yes.
Like if you are a doctor, for example, you have a lot of knowledge, so sometimes you can hear someone's symptoms, and you kind of just by intuition maybe know what might be the problem.
Right.
But me, for example, I don't have a lot of knowledge in like healthcare.
Right.
So I would not be a good person to go with my gut.
Yeah, that's a very good point, that you really do need to have that background knowledge to make a wise decision.
Right.
Yeah? I mean,
with also computers. I don't know a lot about computers, so I need to weigh my options.
Right.
I would not be good going with my gut.
Okay. So afterwards, according to this study, afterwards they were told to rank their mood immediately on a phone app and rate how pleased they were with their choice. Okay. So afterwards is our power pattern. Why do you think it could be a pattern and not just a regular word? I think it's just another way of saying something very short, in a short way.
Right.
Yeah.
You could say later or then, right? After that. I do feel that with afterwards feels a little written. So the fact that this is in an article makes more sense. I don't know how often I say afterwards, especially if it's not a formal setting.
Right.
Like if I'm in a casual setting, I'll probably just say
Later.
Then. After that.
Right. Okay. So they were told to basically say what kind of mood they were in. Were they in a good mood after they went with their gut? So let's continue. What were the results?
The results showed that going with one's gut provides the biggest boost to one's mood.
Okay, so going on your intuitions, listening to your gut, it makes you feel better.
Yes.
I guess, yeah, that makes sense.
We do need to highlight, though, it makes you feel better, but it doesn't necessarily mean you made the right choice.
I agree.
Right?
I agree. Right. So, yeah, you can feel better, but was it a good choice?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Let's continue. While intuitive decisions weren't any more accurate than analytical ones, they just felt better.
Yes.
So in this case, you have to look at the study carefully, right? It says here, intuitive decisions, which means basically that you're going with your gut.
Yes.
Intuition, intuitive, like you said, 직감.
Right, yeah. So intuitive is the adjective form of that noun, intuition. Basically, you used your intuition to make that decision.
Now, I think they point out something very critical here, is that those intuitive decisions weren't any more accurate or better than the analytical ones. Like both, you can't say one was better than the other, but you felt better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to be honest, if the result is going to be the same, whether you use your gut or you weigh your options,
right,
you might as well at least choose the one that'll make you feel better.
And I think that's the whole point of the study. So it says here, so if you want to be in a good mood more often, go with your gut. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's advice I think I can live by.
I think we would all like to be in a good mood. So to be in a good mood or a bad mood?
To be in a good mood means you're happy. You're feeling positive about your situation.
Yeah.
To be in a bad mood means that you are sad or you are angry or you have some other type of negative emotion.
Right. So to be in a good mood, 기분이 좋은 거죠.
Yeah.
That's simply it. So, go with your gut. I think I might take this advice. If I have to make a decision, I may have to just go with my gut.
Sounds like good advice to me.
All right. Let's listen to that one more time.
A study of 256 people found that in making a decision, one method may be best. The participants were told when they had to make a decision to either weigh the options and analyze their choice or to go with their gut. Afterwards, they were told to rank their mood immediately on a phone app and rate how pleased they were with their choice. The results showed that going with one's gut provides the biggest boost to one's mood. While intuitive decisions weren't any more accurate than analytical ones, they just felt better. So, if you want to be in a good mood more often, go with your gut.
Okay, it's time for Power Note. We're on pages 28 and 29. If you weigh your options, it means that you are looking at the good and the bad, or the pros and the cons, when you make a decision. So here are some examples. What do you think about the offer he made to buy the company?
It's interesting, but we need to weigh the options before making a decision.
Now, this decision is a very big decision, isn't it?
To buy the company, yes.
Yeah.
Changing ownership.
Right. So absolutely you should weigh the options and not go with your gut instincts.
Yes.
Okay. After weighing the options, I decided to buy the less expensive car.
Yeah, a car is a big purchase.
Yeah.
You don't want to just buy any car. You want to spend the least amount of money for the best value.
Yeah.
Right? The most, like, whatever features that a car would have.
Right. So I think when it comes to big things, big decisions, you really do have to weigh the options.
Yeah.
What do you think?
How
do you approach that when you make a decision?
I do think the bigger the purchases, the bigger the decision, I tend to weigh the options more.
Right.
If it's between, like, what color shirt to wear,
right,
maybe I just go with my intuition.
Absolutely. That makes sense. Right. Exactly. So weighing the options when you make a big decision or an important decision, I think it's an absolute must. And again, like you said before, if you have plenty of background knowledge and you are very competent in what you do, gut instincts or going with your gut would be the option.
Yes.
So let's talk about go with our gut. This means to, follow your instinct.
Yeah, you're not using logic. You're just going off what feels good.
That's right. So we can say listen to your gut, go with your gut, or you have a gut feeling. All of those things work. Okay. How did you know Claire was cheating on you?
She was acting strange around me, so I went with my gut.
Oof. Yeah, sometimes intuition. That sort of intuition, you don't have facts.
Yes.
Right? There's nothing there, but you have this sort of feeling.
Right.
Yeah.
I think in, like, romantic situations, sometimes you can feel if your partner is doing something strange. Or I know mothers say that they have an intuition towards their child.
Absolutely.
So a lot of things they can go with their gut as far as maybe, for example, if a child can't speak yet, it's so young, it's a baby.
Yeah.
But the mom just knows.
Oh, yeah.
I think the baby's sick.
Right.
Right?
Or the baby is in pain.
Right.
Or, whatever it is. Yeah. Or maybe they're just, not feeling, well, maybe they're just sleepy.
Right. It could be all of these different things, but maybe the mother will just go with her gut and take the baby to the doctor, for example.
Right. Just to make sure. So the second example, if you aren't sure which one to choose, go with your gut. I think that's good advice, especially when, you just don't know. Like, you've weighed your options and still yet you can't decide.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. Sometimes you do want to weigh your options, but if you've truly weighed your options and you can't really see a difference, then it is just going with your gut.
Yeah. That's right.
I
agree. You've got to, there's a balance in that.
Right.
To, like, do this or do that.
We call that, we say it's an art, not a science.
Oh, that's a good expression.
Right.
What does that mean?
If something is a science, it's very exact.
Yeah.
It's like a math equation. You can calculate the correct answer. But with art, there isn't a correct answer.
Right.
Right? So there is a bit of an art with this that sometimes you have to weigh your options. Sometimes you have to go with your gut. And there's no exact answer on when to use which.
Yeah, that's right. Sometimes it can't be calculated. It can't be measured. Yeah.
This is what makes life sometimes aggravating, but also fun and beautiful that you get to have all of these uncertainties.
That's right. So what do you think, Cameron? Do you often go with your gut, or do you like to weigh your options? Just generally.
I weigh my options.
Oh, you do?
I don't go with my gut unless it's like choosing what I want to eat.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
Or what you're going to wear.
Right.
Okay. All right, very good. Now, if you're in a good mood, you're feeling happy. You're feeling pleasant. It's like all good. You're in a good mood today. Anything you want to tell me?
Well, I had a date last night with Ronnie that went very well.
Yeah, it's interesting because I say anything you want to tell me. It's so visible. I can see it clearly that you're in a good mood. So there must be some good news.
Right.
Yeah?
Maybe I've been in a bad mood for a long time.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm a person that is just normally in a bad mood.
Or normally not just in a good mood.
Like, I'm usually not a happy person. So if I am looking happy, there must have been a good reason for it.
Okay. I would avoid Mindy today. She's not in a good mood. So to not be in a good mood as opposed to be in a bad mood, is there a difference? What do you think?
I don't think that meaning-wise there is a difference. However, I would say she's not in a good mood feels a little bit more like a warning.
Yeah.
Like, oh, don't talk to her.
Okay, be careful.
Something might bad happen. You can also use that for she's in a bad mood. But I don't know. When I have to warn someone, I think I might say she's not in a good mood more often.
Yeah. It's difficult when people are sometimes in a good mood, sometimes in a bad mood, and you don't know why. That makes it very difficult for the people around you. Okay. Now, our power pattern today is afterwards. And as you mentioned, it's usually written.
Yeah, written or formal.
Yeah, okay. Afterwards, I drove home and went to bed.
Afterwards, we went to a movie.
Okay. All right. Very good. Now, our power vocab today is the word intuitive, right? It is the adjective form of intuition.
Yes. Intuition is that feeling you get. It's not logical. You just kind of know.
Right. Yeah. So sometimes we say, oh, she's very intuitive. Means that, oh, you don't have to tell her, but she's got a lot of nunchi.
Right.
Yeah. I feel like you could say that they're very intuitive. Okay. All right. Do check out the power vocabulary on page 30. And what else should we do?
Please go to Audio Hakdang, and for a small monthly fee, you can listen to this show and many other great shows here at EBS.
All right, very good. Thank you so much for studying with us this week. I know that this week has been very difficult for many. Hope you enjoy your weekend and join us again next week.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.